everyone. My name is Antonio Zamora. I was born in Portland, Oregon, and I'm really proud to be a part of this city. It's so amazing, and I'm really proud to be out here with y'all. I've been an activist since Occupy Wall Street. I've interfaced with police in different countries and across this nation, and I really want to take the opportunity to read you a slide, some papers I got from CDLC. You should know this organization because they're a nonprofit organization located in Eugene, and they support activists and the civil rights of people everywhere. So, and I'm going to read this to you because knowing your rights, we can hold racism accountable and take action against it, and we can hold the system accountable because we know our rights. Am I right? Yeah! So I'm just going to read a little bit here, and I'm going to ask you to repeat. So, mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
What rights do I have?
What rights do I have?
Whether or not
Whether or not
you're a citizen.
you're a citizen,
You have these constitutional rights.
you have these constitutional rights.
The right to remain silent.
The right to remain silent.
The right to be free from reasonable searches and seizures.
The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
The right to advocate for change.
The right to advocate for change.
The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
That right, yeah.
I'm going to keep repeating because a lot of us don't understand this. I have a lot of direct experience about this and I care.
Thank you.
The Fourth Amendment.
The Fourth Amendment.
The Fourth Amendment.
The Fourth Amendment
is supposed to protect your privacy
is supposed to protect your privacy
from government intrusion.
from government intrusion.
Police cannot search you.
Police cannot search you,
Your possessions.
your possessions,
Your home.
your home,
Unless you consent.
you consent.
Your silence
Your silence
gives police
gives police
and all government federal agencies
and all government federal agencies
the consent to your search.
the consent to your search.
Police obtain a search warrant. They have to do this.
Police obtain a
Search warrant, they have to do this.
Or obtain this, or an exception to the search warrant requirements exist.
or an exception
To the search warrant requirements exist.
Sorry.
We need this.
Yeah, I think we all need this. Last couple of years. The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
Without a warrant.
Without a warrant,
The police
the police
or government agents
or government agents
may not search your home
may not search your home
or your office
or your office
without your consent.
without your consent.
And you have the right.
And you have the right.
You have the right.
You have the right.
You have the right
You have the right
to refuse to let them in.
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 You have to say,
You have to say,
I do not consent to this search.
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 Must be said out loud.
It must be said out loud.
Your silence
Your silence
indicates to your consent
indicates your consent
or agree to what they are doing.
or agree to what they are doing.
The rights to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
Search warrant.
Search warrant.
Court permission to search
Court permission to search
and seize evidence of a crime.
and seize evidence of a crime.
Can enter your home without permission or your presence.
Can enter your home without your permission or your presence.
Sorry, it's raining.
It's alright, it's not your fault.
The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
The right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures.
Exceptions to warrant and requirement.
Exceptions to warrant and requirement.
Weapons search within wingspan.
Weapons search within wingspan.
Can be a person or a car.
Can be a person or a car.
Sorry, thank you.
Exigent circumstances
Exigent circumstances
or emergencies.
or emergencies.
Like a hot pursuit.
Like a hot pursuit.
Plainview Doctrine.
Plainview Doctrine.
If the public can see it,
If the public can see it,
and the cop can see it,
and the cop can see it,
cops will be able to legally seize it.
cops will be able to legally seize it.
The Patriot Act,
The Patriot Act,
other recent federal laws,
other recent federal laws,
intend to gut Fourth Amendment rights.
to gut Fourth Amendment rights,
The right to advocate for change.
the right to advocate for change,
The right to advocate for change.
the right to advocate for change,
The First Amendment
the First Amendment
to the U.S. Constitution
to the U.S. Constitution
protects the rights of groups
protects the rights of groups
and individuals who advocate for change.
and individuals who advocate for change,
And the laws and government practices,
and the laws and government practices,
even in the form of government.
even in the form of government.
However,
However,
the ICE can target non-citizens for deportation
the ICE can target non-citizens for deportation
because of their First Amendment activities,
because of their First Amendment activities,
as long it could deport them.
As long as it can deport them.
as long as it can deport them
For other reasons,
for other reasons.
going on, constitutional rights cannot be suspended.
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 Even during a state of emergency or wartime.
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 And they have not been suspended by the Patriot Act.
And
they have not been suspended by the Patriot
Act.
Or other recent legislations.
Or other recent legislations.
There are three kinds of initial police encounters.
There are three kinds of initial police encounters.
Repeat as so.
Repeat as so.
Conversation.
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 Detention.
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 Arrest.
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 Okay.
Alright.
Okay, I'm just going to read it because I think we're tired, but I'll just keep reading it, okay? Tips for interacting with cops. Try and keep your hands visible at all times.
Try and keep your hands visible at all times.
Hands up!
All right, I guess we're not tired, okay? That's good. Revolution, right? Solidarity.
Solidarity!
Try to stay in well-lit places
Try to stay in well-lit places.
with witnesses if possible.
With witnesses if possible.
You are probably being recorded by a cop,
You are probably being recorded by a cop.
especially if you end up in a police car.
Especially if you end up in a police car.
You have the right to video or audio tape police.
You have the right to video and audio tape police.
You have the right to video or audio tape police
You have the right to video and audio tape police.
in public spaces,
In public spaces.
as long as you tell them you are
As long as you tell them you are.
recording
Recording.
and you're not interfering with an investigation.
And you're not interfering with investigation.
Conversation.
Conversation.
You are under no legal obligation.
You are under no legal obligation.
You are not obligated to do these things.
You are not obligated to do these
You
things.
don't have to have a conversation with the police,
You do not have to have a conversation with the police.
the FBI,
The FBI.
ICE,
ICE,
TSA,
TSA,
or investigators.
or investigators.
If you agree to talk to them,
If you agree to talk to them,
you are likely
you are likely
give them the very information
Give them the very information.
they need to arrest you,
they need to arrest you
or prosecute you,
or prosecute you
or someone else.
or someone else.
Your best bet
Your best bet
is to politely
is to politely
but firmly
but firmly
refuse
Refuse.
to speak with them.
to speak with them.
Always make your refusal
Always make your refusal
to speak to them clear
to speak to them clear
in words,
in words
as opposed to speaking or shaking your head.
as opposed to speaking or shaking your head.
Say these 2 words when you are interfering with the police
Say these 2 words when you are
or the questions.
on the questions.
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained?
Am I free to go?
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 Good.
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 Good. Got it?
Those are magical words. I
Yes.
Now what about detention? When you're in detention, here it is. A police officer may only detain you
A police officer may only detain you
if he or she has a reasonable suspicion
if he or she has a reasonable suspicion
that you are involved in a crime.
that you are involved in a crime.
Reasonable suspicion
Reasonable suspicion
must be more than a mere hunch.
must be more than a mere hunch.
Than a mere hunch.
Than a mere hunch.
Police must be able to put their
Police
Police must be able to put their
reasonable suspicion
reasonable suspicion
into words.
into words.
Under the law,
Under the law.
this is called the
under the law. This is called
Under the law, this is called
articulable suspicion.
articulable suspicion.
Articulable suspicion.
Articulable suspicion.
Provision.
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 Ask again.
Ask again.
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained?
And ask why.
And ask why.
Ask why.
Ask why.
Good.
Good.
Real good.
Here's another part about the information here. What do you do
What do you do
if you're stopped by the police?
if you are stopped by the police?
Remember,
Remember,
what you say can,
what you say can
and will be used against you.
and will be used against you.
Stay calm
Stay calm
and in control of your words
and in control of your words
and actions.
and actions.
Avoid arguing with the police,
Avoid arguing with the police,
but affirm
but affirm
and assert your rights.
and assert your rights.
Never run
Never run
or physically resist.
or physically resist.
If you think
If you think
I'm losing my thoughts here. That the stop
Not the stop.
that the stop
is unreasonable
is unreasonable
or unlawful,
or unlawful,
ask if you're free to leave.
ask if you are free to leave.
Ask if you're free to leave.
Ask if you are free to leave.
Ask if you're free to leave.